In this short little video, I'm going to go over the Artec Leo and the Artec Space Spider 2. I'm using Artec Studio 20. It's the most current version out right now. This is just a basic PLA 3D printed model of an Indian chief. So, alright. Hopefully you can kind of see this. I'm also going to be broadcasting the actual scan from this. So the Artec Leo has a way to broadcast the actual scan data directly to a web browser, and then you can capture that or whatever. But we're going to do new project, and I'm going to show you with and without base removal. So it'll actually remove this plywood turntable. So here we go. This is with base removal on. If I just back this up a little bit, you'll see that's what it's looking like. And then we just go around and we spin the turntable like so. Just like that. That's good for the first scan. We'll lay it on its back. We'll go back to project and add a scan. There we go. We'll go up top and just get some more data. Okay, good enough for that. Now we'll lay him on his face so we can get a good capture of the back here. That should work well. We'll add a scan. Okay. And about like so, just to get a little bit more data in case we missed anything. I'll bring the Leo closer to the ground. Alright, looks good to me. So that's all we need for the Leo data. So we have those 3 scans right there. I'm going to plug it in with an Ethernet cable. That way it just kind of transfers things a little bit faster. The limitation is going to be on the Wi-Fi of this laptop. If I had another Ethernet cable here, I would do that. We're just going to jump right in and start scanning this with the Space Spider. And all we have to do is come over here to the Scan tab in Artec Studio. And from here on out, we can do everything from the Spider. So everything can be done with this button up top. So the first button press is like clicking Preview. And you'll see on the screen, you want to keep the bulk of that data in the middle there, the 256 to 234. And you just press the button again, that'll start recording. And you'll notice the field of view is a lot smaller, but the Space Spider 2 captures a ton more data. It's way more accurate than the Leo. But you'll notice I have to get in all these nooks and crannies, trying to get all this data. It's looking good there. Okay. Getting the face all good. And that should be good with that. Now press and hold. That's stop. So now we're ready for the next scan. So we'll lay him on his back there like so. Press it again for preview. And we're going to set him about right there. We'll start and we'll work our way around just to get the underside and a little bit more data. Now the reason we're doing the whole thing as a scan is so we can have more data to help align things. Align the 3 different scans to one complete mesh. Make sure we get under the chin and the nose nice. Try to get that face a little bit so we have some stuff to kind of align up with. Looks like we got the base nice. You can also turn it too, like so. That's good for that. We'll lay him on his face. Okay, just like this. Okay, making sure we're getting all that data nice and neat. Once you get better with this, you can really kind of go quick with it. I'm still learning the Space Spider 2. It's quite a bit different beast to work with. And honestly, that looks pretty good. So now we can work with the data from here on out. So now we can come over to the software. I'm also hopefully going to have a screen capture. This is actually my second time making this video. The first time the screen capture didn't even work. OBS crashed on the laptop that's actually capturing it. But yeah, so first we'll work with the data from the Space Spider, and then I will import the data from the Leo. So you'll notice here we have a bit of a base here. I didn't do the base removal on the Spider. The Space Spider also has that feature for base removal. So we'll do base selection under the editor option. Just control, click and drag and select some of the base and then erase. The rest of this extraneous data I really wouldn't even worry about. It doesn't really matter. We'll just leave it there. It really doesn't matter. It's going to get erased. We'll go to the next scan. Same thing. Select some of the base. It'll select all the base. We do erase. Go to the next piece. Same thing. Base selection. Erase. And now we can have all three of these scans on the same page. We go over to Align. We're going to just choose these two. We're going to try to roughly line them up, and then we'll start choosing details for it to actually try to align from. So tip of the nose, second feather, and maybe if there's something of notice down here. Basically trying to find points of similarity between the two. Maybe I didn't get much data on the eyes in this one. I was wishing I kind of did right about now. Maybe chin. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll do a line and see if it can align it. Yep, that turned out good. Then we select that third scan. Same thing. We're going to rotate this to roughly be how this other one is, just to make our job a bit easier. We'll move him over like so. Then we'll come around to the back side and we'll just do kind of feather, 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 feather. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Feather. Feather. That should be enough. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We'll come over to Tools, Registration, just leave everything at default. It's perfectly fine at default. The Space Spider 2 has a ton more data than the Leo does, so doing the actual work on it does take a bit longer. You got to think it's 10 times more accurate. It's capturing 10 times more information. And yep, Fusion, this is where it'll turn it from a mesh, or sorry, from a point cloud into a 3D mesh. I'm not going to go through this again. I'm actually just going to use the footage from, actually no. I'll use the footage from a different thing, but I'm just showing you how this works. I've already rendered this out at different things at 0.5, the same as the Leo, 0.2, and then 0.05, just so you can see the differences in detail. So I'm going to go use the footage from that project file, but I'm going to show you guys how to import from the Artec Leo. You just go to File, Import, Leo Project, Connect to Scanner. You'll see the scanner here, connect, choose your project. I just like to do the import raw data and then just don't do the scan reconstruction. I like to do the scan reconstruction once I actually have data in the project. So this will import the data from the Leo right now over the network. If I did have a LAN cable connected to this, it would be a bit faster. Okay, so all the Leo data is here. You're seeing Leo 1.1, 2.1, 3.1. Those are just the standard scan data. The raw is what's below there with a little red asterisk next to it. That's your raw data, so you can always go back and reconstruct and do stuff from that, as well as HD reconstruction. Now, aligning and everything is just the same. I'm going to show you what's cool about this software though. Remember how we manually aligned the last stuff? If we just go to align here and just do auto, it's probably going to be able to align it itself just automatically. Yeah, it already aligned it automatically. So we didn't have to do the point stuff, but some scans will require you to do the manual alignment, but it is very simple. Anyway, I've already done this, so I'm just going to show you the finished product so we don't have to go through all this. I'm going to show you quickly how to do the HD scan reconstruction. You will deselect all these normal things and just select the raw data. Come over here to Tools, HD Scan Reconstruction. You can choose the kind of like the density of the data. I only want the HD frames. And then Extreme is the highest quality. It's the most upscaling. Honestly, high or ultra will probably be plenty. They will load a lot faster. Extreme is, I think, 16 times rendering scale or something like that. Crazy. And I'll show you the differences in data between each of those. So we're going to come over here to recent projects and we'll do this. And yeah, we will load the data here. So the data that you're going to see right here is the 0.02 millimeter quality of the Space Spider. So absolutely insane. It gets all the grooves. Just to give you an idea of the quality, there are 75.4 million polygons in that model. For the 0.2 model, there's 4.9 million, and then 781,000. And then for the Leo HD, 771,000, and then Leo regular 766,000. This still gets decimated automatically, so don't worry about the comparison between the normal and the HD too much. It only adds the data where it needs to. It can still create a ridiculous model from that stuff. Let's go ahead and I'm curious if we can just bring all this in and align it all automatically, maybe? Well, that wasn't going anywhere, so we're going to just manually align this. Now we did already align the two Leo scans here, so if we select these, we can do mark as register. This one we can do this and this and this. So I wonder if we could maybe move these as one. Yes. And this is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to do one at a time here. So, bam, bam. All right, bam, 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 and oh. Maybe this and this, align. Okay. Same thing with this. And eye, nose, align. Same with this. Eye, nose, this and this, align. That one's going to take a long time because that's the 0.05 millimeter scan. Okay, almost done. All right, So those are aligned. Now what's cool is from this, we can go through and just look at these one after the other to see the increase in detail. And what's cool is I can actually export images from this. Alright, so we'll go like so. And let's see, well, I think it's Control, yeah, that one only shows that. It's Control Shift S to save a screenshot. So we'll do 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll zoom in and we'll do the same for close-ups on the eye and nose here. So we'll do this, we'll do 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. Okay, so now we have our images for very quick comparisons. So this is Leo normal, Leo HD, Space Spider at the same density of 0.5 as the Leo, and then Spider 2 at 0.2, and then Spider 2 at 0.05. Next is the Leo normal, Leo HD, Spider at the same density as Leo, Spider at 0.2, and Spider at 0.05. Definitely get a lot more detail. It's not really necessary for 99% of things, you know, but if you're doing very accurate work and you need that, then you kind of need all that extra data. But yeah, the Leo by itself, I mean, for most people, like this is something that this is pretty small for the Leo. The Leo is really good at scanning big things quickly. I'll show you an example of what I mean about that. I scanned my mini bike, which is behind me. And this actually has texture data too. So this has texture data. But this is a full mini bike. I didn't, tip it over and get underscans properly, inside here and whatnot. I just did this pretty quickly. Took me maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes to scan. Yeah, pretty cool for the Leo.